Look at your bank account for a second. Really look at it. Not the number you wish was there. The number that is actually there right now. Feels heavy, doesn't it? You work hard, maybe harder than people around you, maybe harder than your parents ever did. You try to save, you try to be smart, and still the money disappears. The bills keep coming, the pressure stays. And the worst part is this: you start thinking maybe the problem is you. Maybe you are lazy. Maybe you are bad with money. Maybe wealth is just for other people. But what if that is not true? What if you were never taught the real rules? What if the system most people follow is exactly why they stay stuck? Because for thousands of years, there has been another way to think about money, work, saving, building, and legacy, a way that turns panic into peace and income into inheritance. And in this video, we are going to walk through 11 timeless wealth laws that can change how you earn, how you spend, how you invest, and how you lead your family. Stay with me, because a few minutes from now, you may realize you were never actually broke in mindset alone. You were just using the wrong blueprint. And near the end, the final lessons become so sharp, so practical, and so hard to ignore that once they click, you will never look at money the same way again. So take a breath, lean in, and let's rebuild your financial thinking from the ground up. Most people think money is something they own, but that is the first mistake. Money is not really something you control forever. It moves, it leaves, it changes value. It can grow in your hands or vanish through your fingers. So the better question is not, how much money do I have? The better question is, how well am I managing what has been placed in front of me? That shift changes everything. When you stop acting like an owner and start acting like a manager, your whole financial life gets sharper. You begin to treat every dollar like an assignment. Every paycheck becomes a test. Every purchase becomes a decision with a future attached to it. That is why some people waste small amounts and stay trapped for years, while other people handle little with wisdom and slowly step into more. If someone cannot manage 100 wisely, why would 1,000 change them? If they waste 1,000, why would 10,000 save them? More money does not fix poor stewardship. It usually exposes it. That is why people get raises and still feel broke. They upgrade stress. They do not upgrade discipline. Listen carefully, because this matters. Wealth is not built first by having more. It is built first by becoming trustworthy with what is already in your hand. That coffee you did not need, that impulse buy, that subscription you forgot, that weekend spending that leaves you confused on Monday. It all counts. It all speaks. And the people who build something lasting understand this at a deep level. They do not ask what feels good now. They ask what serves the future best. Keep watching, because the next part explains why even a high income can still leave someone trapped. Money makes a terrible master but a powerful servant. That line alone can save people years of stress, because many people do not have a money problem, they have a control problem. Their emotions rise and fall with the market. Their confidence rises and falls with their bank balance. Their peace rises and falls with what other people are posting online. That is bondage, even if the paycheck looks impressive. A person can earn a huge income and still be financially owned by their lifestyle. Big house, big car, big monthly payments, big pressure, no room to breathe, no room to walk away from a bad job, no room to rest, no room to think. Oh, and then someone else with far less income but lower expenses has something far more valuable than status. They have freedom. They can make clear decisions. They can say no. They can leave what is draining them and build what actually matters. That is real power. Money should carry your vision, not chain your life. It should buy time, create options, reduce panic, and help you serve at a higher level. It should never become the thing you worship, chase, and fear at the same time. If you feel anxious every time you open your banking app, pause there. That feeling is revealing something. Maybe the issue is not how much you make. Maybe it is how much control your money has over your identity. And once you break that connection, something shifts inside you. You stop trying to look rich and start trying to become stable. You stop performing success and start building it. Stay locked in because now we get into the force that multiplies money faster than hustle alone ever can. The greatest wealth multiplier is not luck, hype, or timing, it is wisdom, real understanding, the kind that teaches you how money works before you put money at risk. This is where many people lose years. They chase what sounds exciting instead of learning what is solid. They buy at the top because everybody is excited. They panic at the bottom because everybody is scared. They jump into businesses they do not understand. They hand over money to people who sound confident but have no real track record, and then they call it bad luck. But often it was expensive ignorance. That is why learning is not optional if you want lasting wealth. It is not extra, it is part of the job. 1 hour a day of serious learning can save you from years of bad decisions. Learn about investing, learn about taxes, learn how debt works, learn how business models create cash flow, learn the difference between an asset and a liability, learn how compound growth quietly rewards patience. Learn why emotional decisions are costly and boring consistency is powerful. Most people want financial results without financial education. That is like trying to build a house without understanding tools. It does not end well. And here is the beautiful part: wisdom keeps paying you back. A lesson learned once can protect you for life. A smart principle applied early can be worth more than a raise. The person who knows what to do with money will usually outperform the person who only knows how to chase it. So slow down enough to learn, ask better questions, read deeper, study what works. Because when understanding grows, fear starts shrinking. And when fear shrinks, you stop reacting like a victim and start moving like a builder. And this next rule might be the most practical one in the entire script, so do not skip it. There is one simple habit that has rescued families, protected futures, and created quiet millionaires over time. Save 20% when times are good. Not 5 if possible, not whatever is left over. A fixed piece, a real piece, a non negotiable piece. This is not just emergency money. This is breathing room. This is opportunity money. This is the money that keeps a crisis from turning into collapse. This is the money that lets you invest when others are forced to sell. This is the money that helps you launch something, buy time, or survive a hard season without begging life for mercy. Many people say they cannot save that much, but the truth is, for many, it is not always impossible. It is uncomfortable. And discomfort is where most financial progress begins. Start with what you can, then build toward it. Protect it, automate it, treat it like a bill you owe your future. Because the people who keep nothing always stay fragile. A person earning 50,000 and consistently saving and investing a strong portion can quietly outbuild someone earning twice as much and wasting everything. That is how wealth often grows, not loud, not flashy, slow, strong, repeated. And over decades, what looked small becomes massive. This is where generational wealth starts looking real instead of mythical, not through one miracle move, but through faithful repetition. If you get this one habit right, so much else becomes easier. And if you ignore it, every setback hits harder than it should. Keep going with me, because now we need to talk about the trap that keeps millions running in circles for half their lives. Debt can be useful in rare strategic ways, but careless debt is a silent chain. It steals tomorrow to fund today. It makes small pleasures cost far more than they appear to cost. It lets people feel rich for a moment while slowly making them weaker underneath. That is why so many people live in constant pressure. Monthly payments are eating their future alive. Credit cards, lifestyle loans, buy now, pay later. The language always sounds easy. The trap never does. And the danger is not only the interest. The deeper danger is what debt does to your choices. It takes away flexibility. It takes away courage. It takes away the ability to pivot when life changes. Someone else begins to own your next move. Now, yes, there is debt that can be used to acquire something productive, something that generates income or grows in value. But borrowing for things that lose value fast and add no real strength to your life is a losing game. Too many people finance the image of success and delay the reality of it. They want the look now, not the foundation later. But the wise person thinks differently. They are willing to live smaller for a season, to live freer for years. They are willing to be underestimated now so they can be unstoppable later. That means saying no to things that look good but lock you down. It means paying things off with focus. It means cutting pride, cutting excuses, and cutting delay. Freedom usually feels tight before it feels wide. And if this part stings, good. Sometimes truth has to sting before it starts healing, because the next principle shows you why breaking debt alone is not enough if your work ethic stays weak. There is no lasting wealth without work, not wishful thinking, not fantasy, not endless scrolling through clips that promise easy money in 7 days. Real work still matters. Real effort still wins. Discipline still beats empty talent. And consistency still crushes occasional motivation. That does not mean working blindly until you burn out. It means learning to work with purpose, skill, and patience. It means showing up when the mood is gone. It means getting better instead of just getting busier. A lot of people work hard for a week and expect a different life by Friday. Then, when nothing dramatic happens, they quit. But most strong results are built in the quiet stretch, the unseen months, the boring repetitions, the long season where no one claps and nothing looks different yet. That is where momentum is born. That is where skills deepen. That is where confidence becomes real because it is backed by proof. If your income is low, increasing value through skill and diligence is still one of the most powerful moves you can make. Become more useful, become more reliable, become sharper. The market often pays for solved problems, not just effort alone. So, yes, work hard, but also work awake. Improve the quality of your output. Track what produces results. Build habits that compound. And stop waiting for a magical shortcut that makes discipline unnecessary. It does not exist. The people who win long term usually look ordinary day to day. They just refuse to stop, refuse to drift, and refuse to stay the same. And now we arrive at something people ignore until it is too late, the invisible asset that can open more doors than money ever could. Your reputation is worth more than many people realize. It is one of the few assets that can grow quietly in every room before you even enter it. People talk. They remember. They compare notes. They notice whether you keep your word, whether you deliver what you promised, whether your character stays solid when pressure rises. Fast money made through dishonesty can look impressive for a little while, but it does not stay strong. It leaks. It cracks. It eventually exposes the person underneath it. And in a connected world, trust lost spreads fast. One lie can poison years of effort. One shady move can shut doors that money alone cannot reopen. That is why integrity is not just moral language, it is strategy, it is economic strength. People do repeated business with those they trust. They recommend those they trust. They partner with those they trust. They give opportunities to those they trust. If your name carries peace, reliability, and fairness, you are building a form of wealth that compounds beyond numbers. This does not mean you will never be misunderstood or criticized. It means your pattern will speak louder than a rumor. It means your consistency will protect you. It means when others look for shortcuts, you choose substance. And yes, that path can feel slower. You may watch dishonest people rise quickly. Let them. Quick rises without roots often collapse under their own weight. Your job is to build something you do not have to hide, something you can hand to your children without shame attached to it. Keep listening because what comes next sounds backward at first, but it changes the way money moves in your life. Generosity does something powerful inside a person. It breaks fear. It breaks the lie that says, if I let anything go, I will have nothing left. That mindset keeps people tight, anxious, and small in how they think. But when you learn to give with wisdom and a willing heart, something opens up. You stop seeing money as a god to protect. You start seeing it as a tool that can move, bless, help, and create impact. And no, generosity is not foolishness. It is not giving away rent money to impress people. It is not neglecting responsibility. It is a posture, a rhythm, a declaration that money will not turn you into a fearful person. Generous people often think differently. They build stronger relationships. They are more open to collaboration. They carry abundance in the way they move. And that mindset affects business, opportunity, leadership, and resilience. What flows can grow. What is clenched too tightly often shrinks. Help people, support good work, meet real needs when you can. Be the person who does not need perfect conditions to do something kind, because kindness has a strange way of returning through doors you did not see coming, sometimes through favor, sometimes through trust, sometimes through opportunity, sometimes through a network that remembers how you made people feel when they were struggling. And while giving should not be treated like a vending machine, life has a way of multiplying what is done from a clean heart. Stay with me now because the next piece shows why compassion is not only beautiful, it can also shape your future in ways you cannot predict. When you help the poor, the overlooked, the struggling, the people who cannot repay you right away, you are investing in more than a moment. You are building depth in your character and meaning in your life. And often, though not always in the same form, that goodness circles back. Not because life is a machine, but because people remember mercy. Communities remember who showed up. Hearts remember who cared. In a cold world, compassion stands out. The person who feeds someone, supports someone, mentors someone, or lifts someone in a hard season may never know how far that seed travels. But seeds travel. A small act can echo for years. A little help at the right moment can change the direction of a life. And those changed lives become stories, relationships, alliances, and doors later on. Beyond that, helping people protects your soul from becoming hard. It keeps wealth from turning you selfish. It reminds you that success without compassion is a hollow victory. Build money? Yes. Build assets? Yes. Build security? Yes. But do not build a life where no one is safer, stronger, or more hopeful because you lived. That is not legacy. That is just accumulation. And accumulation alone cannot satisfy a human heart for long. Which brings us to another truth people desperately need in unstable times. Money is useful, but it is not solid enough to carry the full weight of your trust. If you build your peace only on numbers, your peace will shake every time the numbers do. Money can grow wings, markets change, jobs shift, economies bend, entire industries rise and fall faster than people expect. That is why wisdom says never lean on wealth like it cannot move. It can, and it does. So build on something deeper while also acting wisely in practical ways. Spread risk. Do not put everything in one place if you can avoid it. Learn to diversify across different buckets, different strategies, different streams when possible. That does not mean chasing everything. It means not making one fragile pillar hold your whole future. A single paycheck can disappear. One business can slow down. One investment can fail, but a person who builds with patience, variety, and humility is harder to shake. At the same time, remember this: diversification protects money, but it does not replace inner stability. If your emotional foundation is weak, even a good portfolio will not give you peace. You will still panic. You will still chase. You will still live restless. So grow financially, yes, but also anchor your life in something that does not collapse every time conditions change. That way, when money moves, you do not lose yourself with it. This is where mature wealth begins. Strong hands, clear mind, calm spirit, solid plan. And now we come to the final principle, the one that ties everything together and gives all the other lessons their proper order. Do not click away. This is where the whole message sharpens. If you chase money as the highest goal, you may get some of it and still feel empty, still anxious, still lost. But when you build your life around purpose, service, righteousness, truth, and value, money starts taking its right place. It becomes fruit, not identity. It becomes a result, not a ruler. This is the master key because it cleans your motives. It helps you make better decisions. It keeps you from selling your peace for profit. It keeps you from building success that looks good outside but feels rotten inside. When your life is centered on something higher than ego, you become harder to distract. You stop running after every shiny promise. You stop saying yes to things that pay well but poison your soul. You start building what matters, serving who matters, and creating value that lasts beyond applause. And the strange thing is, that path often leads to more sustainable wealth anyway. Why? Because purpose gives clarity. Clarity improves decisions. Better decisions improve outcomes. People trust those with conviction. Opportunities gather around those who carry depth. Endurance grows stronger when the mission is bigger than personal comfort. So, if you want to build generational wealth, do not just ask how to make more money. Ask what kind of person you are becoming while making it. Ask what your children will inherit besides assets. Ask whether your life teaches fear, greed and pressure, or wisdom, discipline, and peace. These 11 laws are not just about growing an account, they are about building a legacy that can survive success. And now the question is simple: which of these truths hits you the hardest right now? The discipline to manage better, the courage to cut debt, the patience to save, the humility to learn, the strength to work, the integrity to build slowly. Sit with that, then act on it. Because a changed script means nothing without a changed life. And if you apply even a few of these principles with consistency, this will not just change your money, it can change your family line.